The winter wind howled through the narrow streets of St. Augustine's parish as Father Michael locked the church doors for the night. Snowflakes clung to his coat, and the town lay silent under a white blanket. It was Christmas Eve, a time for warmth, laughter, and family. Yet for Father Michael, it had always been a night of solitude. He sighed, clutching his worn Bible, when a faint sound caught his ear, the giggle of children. He turned toward the dim alley beside the church and saw two small figures huddled beneath a broken street lamp. Two little girls no older than 8 sat on the icy steps, wrapped in torn coats, holding a cardboard box. "Good evening," Father Michael called gently, approaching them. The younger one, with big brown eyes, hid behind her sister. "We're sorry, Father," the older whispered. "We're not stealing. We're just resting." "What's in the box?" he asked softly. The little girl lifted the lid. Inside were handmade ornaments, crooked stars, painted hearts, and angels cut from paper. "We were selling them for Christmas," she said. "Mama said we'd buy bread if we sold enough. But she got sick yesterday. We didn't want to go home empty-handed." Something inside Father Michael cracked open. All the sermons he preached about charity and faith suddenly felt small beside these shivering children. "Come," he said, offering his hand. "You'll stay in the rectory tonight. I insist." The girls hesitated, then followed. Inside, he wrapped them in blankets, warmed soup on the stove, and listened as they spoke of their mother, a widow who cleaned houses until illness confined her to bed. That night, while the girls slept, Father Michael sat before the church's dim altar. He looked at the golden nativity scene, Mary, Joseph, and the infant Jesus, and for the first time, he felt the weight of its meaning. Christmas wasn't about grand sermons or glittering lights. It was about simple, human love, the kind that gives without asking. The next morning, the church bells rang out for Christmas Mass. The congregation filled the pews, townsfolk dressed in their finest. When Father Michael stepped onto the pulpit, he carried the box of ornaments. "Last night," he began, "2 angels visited our church, though they wore ragged coats instead of wings." He told the congregation the story of the little girls and their mother. Then he lifted one of their paper stars. "This," he said, "is the real spirit of Christmas, giving from the heart, not from the wallet." The church fell silent, then one by one, people began to rise. A woman offered food. A man promised firewood. The baker volunteered bread. Within an hour, a small miracle unfolded. The whole town came together for a family they had never noticed before. When Father Michael and the girls returned to their small home that evening, their mother sat weakly by the window. Tears streamed down her face as she saw the townsfolk carrying boxes of gifts, food, and medicines. The older girl looked up at Father Michael and whispered, "You're like the father of everyone." He smiled, his eyes glistening. "No, my child," he said softly. "Tonight, you reminded us all what it means to be human." Outside, the snow kept falling, gentle, endless, pure. But inside that tiny home, hearts were warmer than they had ever been. Moral: true faith isn't found in sermons or stained glass. It lives in the quiet acts of love that restore hope to the forgotten.